Hello, my name is Jeff. This is Castle Tutelage, your home defense network. What I do is I help people understand the law in the simplest terms and give them confidence that if they ever do get into a self-defense event, they are confident that they can get it through it legally. Okay. Now, I want to go over this a little bit. I made this video. I'm going to be making this video because there's a lot of people who are out there who are getting into the weeds. And they don't need to learn the ins and outs of every little law, everything that is passed down. So I'm going to go over the anatomy of self-defense law, but I want to say why that the five essential elements of self-defense law is something that you need to take a look at. Now, I want to teach you a little story about this guy. How to learn less to achieve more. And that's going to say, geez, you want to learn less to achieve more? Well, yes, it is, because you are never going to be a lawyer. They need to be, you pay them for them to know everything, okay? It's not your job to. And this Prussian general, Erich von Manstein, is something that he said something a long time ago that gives us an educational value on what we're really talking about. And he says there are four types of officers. First, there are the lazy, stupid ones. Leave them alone. They have done no harm. And second, there are the hardworking, intelligent ones. They made excellent staff officers, ensuring that every detail is properly considered. Those are the people who have no lives. Those are the people who are in books all the time. Those are the people you pay, like your lawyer, okay? And third, there are the hardworking, stupid ones. These people are a menace and must be fired at once. They create irrelevant work for everybody. And that's where it comes with learning the essential elements of self-defense, where if you're working so hard, you may not have the intellect behind it to really understand what you're doing, and it could cause more problems than not, okay? And I kind of fall in that position, but I'm working trying to not be. And finally, they're the intelligent, lazy ones. They are suited for the highest office. Now, what does this really mean? Okay? What it means is that these people are the people that you are looking for. You need to find these five essential elements for self-defense law. Okay. The secrets of learning to get more from less. Concentrate on the few essentials. Spend little or no time on the mass amount of trivia that engulfs us most of the time. Save yourself for the few items that are really important in getting results. Spending time to decide what they are. You ever heard of the 80-20 principle? I love this thing. I can never pronounce it. Pareto principle states that for many events, roughly 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. Typical thing is 80% of the sales come from 20% of your clients, 20% of the world's population controlling 82.7% of the world's income. That is the idea behind it. Is you want to control, in the simplest terms, the smallest amount of information that will help you understand with the minimal amount of effort the largest scope of protection that you can get when it comes to self-defense law. Okay, here are these guys. These guys have already figured out what the few essentials are. Okay, Masad Ayub, he teaches about ability, opportunity, and jeopardy. Andrew Branca, he's come up with the five elements of self-defense: innocence, imminence, proportionality, avoidance, and reasonableness. You need up to all five of those to have a successful self-defense event. Okay? We can get into a bunch of other aspects. Like the first element of self-defense, it's innocent. You must be the innocent party. You cannot start the fight. You cannot provoke the fight. You must truly be the innocent party. Now, where do people get into the weeds? Presumption of innocence. Okay? Again, we're learning about 80% of what's going on, all right? Not the other 20. You're going to have to work a lot harder to get the other 20%. And presumption of innocence is part of being in the weeds. And that has a lot to do with castle doctrine stuff in other aspects. That's weed stuff. The second element of self-defense, imminence. You are about to be attacked now, not sometime in the future, not sometime in the past, but you are an immediate threat of death or great bodily harm now. Now, what are the weeds in this one? There are exceptions. The battered woman syndrome, long-term kidnapping, the Colorado Make My Day law. There are ways to eliminate, whole or in part, the immediate threat of death or great bodily harm. That's weed stuff again. If you are, I should say, that is just weed stuff. Again, just learn imminence and you go from there. The third element of self-defense, proportional. You cannot use more force than what is necessary to stop a deadly threat. Okay? Learn proportionality and how it works. Disparity of force. Position and advantage. Those are something that you should learn. The weeds, again, the Colorado Make My Day law. And they have 3 conditions that, will suspend or void proportionality. They have 3 conditions. I'm not going to teach you about it, but it's weeds, 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 and more weeds. Just learn about proportional force. That is an essential element of self-defense. The fourth element of self-defense, avoidance. Learn the duty to retreat, but only completely safe to do so, or stand your ground laws. And it needs to be the truth meeting. Doesn't mean it's the internet meeting, but what are the weeds? The stand your ground myths from the internet. Okay, you need to learn what is essential and what are weeds. The fifth element of self-defense. I like Clint Eastwood's comment up there. I tried to be reasonable. I didn't like it. Clint Eastwood, okay? Reasonableness. You must be the reasonable person, okay? Not only subjectively, but objectively. Now, where are the weeds? The presumption of reasonableness, okay? That has a lot to do with the Castle Doctrine, okay? Again, what are we doing? We are learning about reasonableness to have the greatest circumference of knowledge possible. And again, presumption of reasonableness are the weeds. Again, these are the 5 essential elements for self-defense law. This guy, Andrew Branca, has come up with it in simple terms that gives the ordinary person confidence in what they're doing. Again, let's master the 5 essential elements. The Prussian General Van Manstein, be that intelligent, lazy officer. Lazy is more like an intelligent officer who doesn't have to work hard, but works harder by his intellect. Avoid that overwhelming trivia that gets you caught in the weeds. Let that lawyer be that hardworking, intelligent person who is in the weeds. That is not for you. Again, use the 80-20 rule. The 5 essential elements that are, and this is my numbers, I think it's going to be the 5 essential elements that are more than likely going to cover the 95% of out of the home situations and about 80% of the in-home situations. Again, all you have to do is learn these 3 elements, okay? Don't get caught in the weeds. Don't get caught in these people's comments where, no, I don't have to do this because in my state, this, okay? You always want to be, you have the right side of the law, you have the bad side of the law, and then you have the line coming up. That edge, okay? You want to stay away from that edge as far as possible. If you do all 5 of these, you are almost always going to be far safer on that side of the law. You're not even going to be close to that line. And that's what I want to teach other people and give them confidence about the anatomy of self-defense law. Innocence, imminence, proportionality, avoidance, and reasonableness. Get out of the mindset where you need to know everything. I'm caught in the middle here. I'm caught in the middle of being that person, that smart, intelligent person, and also being that smart, lazy person, I should say, compared to that hardworking, intelligent person who needs to learn about the other 20%. Don't be like me. Make it easy. My name is Jeff. This is Castle Tools, your home defense network. I hope this helped.